dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. Things are mostly calm on radar tonight, but moisture continues into Sunday. Meteorologist Cameron Aaron has the latest on our flood watch as severe weather alert day coverage continues. Cameron.
Yeah, that's right, Keaton. Our severe weather alert day coverage continues into tonight as more showers and storms are possible. Not really tonight, but mainly into your Sunday, as really we are quiet across the mountains right now. Here is a live look over in Whitesburg. Current temperature is sitting at 67, but check out that dew point, also at 67. So we could see some patchy fog issues later on tonight. Temperatures across the board in the lower 70s for most of us, 70 for Somerset and Hazard, 71 for Jackson and Pikeville, and 68 over in Irvin. Up on Pinpoint Doppler, most of us are quiet at this hour. Just some ground clutter across the area, but check this out. Rainfall totals today mainly on the western side of the area, west of Kentucky 15 there. Really picking up some high rainfall totals in spots. Radar suggesting maybe 4 to 5 inches over portions of Rockcastle into Jackson and Estill counties earlier this morning. A flood watch does continue. That was actually extended until 10 p.m. on Sunday. So a flood watch does continue until then. So be sure to stay weather aware and have many ways to receive warnings just in case, as more showers and storms are possible on Sunday. I have that complete forecast coming up in just a little bit. Keaton.
Thanks, Cameron. Bouncing around like an air hockey puck. That's how Letcher County Volunteer Fire Department Chief Wallace Bowling Jr. described his experience in the flood. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox caught up with Bowling to hear his story.
Wallace Spanky Bowling Jr. woke up to a phone call saying his fire station was flooded. He rushed to the station, then got trapped in his truck.
And it picked me and my truck up. And I'm pushed back against this garage. But I never locked the wheel on the truck. So I turned the wheel and I hit that garage.
Bowling then was knocked back and forth between the station and the cliff before finally hitting the tanker truck.
I mean, you can see that's my truck. That's where my truck was against this thing.
The water started to flow over his vehicle, so Bowling shot his gun through the passenger window and climbed on top of the tanker truck.
Truck, he landed right here. I mean, like right here. And when I shot, I'm just like diving.
Bowling then sat on top of the tanker truck for 15 hours as the water got higher and higher.
There's your watermark. That's how close the water was on me once it peaked out.
When the water finally receded, all Bowling could think about was the fire station he grew up in that was destroyed.
Literally, I grew up here. I got so many memories in this place. I found out I was going to be a father here 17 years ago. So many
The fire station lost all of their vehicles, but Bowling says he is just glad to be alive. In Letcher County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Bowling says he's thankful for all of the support across the region they've received, and he hopes to build back and continue serving his community. The governor and First Lady paid a visit to Eastern Kentucky state parks this afternoon. Governor Andy Beshear and First Lady Brittany Beshear met with displaced families at Jenny Wiley State Resort Park and Buckhorn Lake State Resort Park today. Governor Beshear said it's important for folks from top to bottom be there for those who've lost their homes and, in some cases, lost loved ones.
Our goal is to be there for our brothers and sisters, is to live out our faith and to be there for the lost, the lonely, and the left behind, who are the folks that had a house 8 days ago and have nothing now. So we got to be strong enough to lift them up. For some, carry the grief for a little while of their lost family member.
Governor Beshear added that he does expect President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden to be in Eastern Kentucky on Monday as well. Individual help from FEMA is now available in 12 counties. Leslie, Magoffin, Martin, and Whitley counties were added yesterday. Breathitt, Clay, Floyd, Knott, Letcher, Perry, and Pike counties are also getting that assistance already. Governor Beshear said today FEMA is calling anyone with rejected claims to advise them on how they can continue the process. From heartburn medication to insulin, Marshall University medical students and Marshall Health residents came prepared to help the people of Knott County earlier today. In partnership with ARH and Mountain Health Network, those with Marshall Health set up a free mobile health clinic in the Hindman and Cary communities, offering medication, vaccinations, and mental health services to those impacted by flooding.
Everybody from here, is so resilient, and they don't want to ask for help, but just being here, even if we don't do anything for them from a medication standpoint, just being here to have somebody to talk to, a shoulder to cry on, whatever you need. I think, especially in the weeks to come, that's going to be something that a lot of people are seeing that is going to be a big need.
Those with Marshall Health say this will not be a one-time mission. They plan to return to the region multiple times in the upcoming weeks and months. The Kentucky Red Cross has some advice for folks who have evacuated their homes due to flooding. Beware of snakes, insects, and other animals who may be in your home. If power lines are down nearby, do not step in any standing water. Have any flooded gas or electric appliances checked for safety, and dispose of any food that has come into contact with flood water. Red Cross officials also say you should return home only when authorities say it's safe to do so. Free laundry services are being offered to people impacted by historic flooding last week. The Tide Loads of Hope mobile unit is stationed at the Whitesburg Walmart. It can wash up to 150 loads per day. Starting tomorrow, people can drop off 2 bags of clothes per household for free. No heavy bedding will be accepted. Hours of operations are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or until their capacity is met. Flash floods today in Lawrenceburg left some businesses closed for the night. WKYT's Julia Sanders spoke to local business owners who are in the midst of cleaning up.
Main Street in downtown Lawrenceburg was filled with floodwater, and businesses on the street are having to deal with the cleanup.
Just from looking, it definitely, I would say the crest in the street definitely added to the wave factor. I mean, if not the drainage problem, I don't know. There's drains. I think there was just too much water they had nowhere to go.
Michelle Boomsma and her family moved from Massachusetts to open Bourbon Station this April. And she says the people in town are always a huge help.
Nobody needed to help us. But I don't want to cry.
Right around the corner, the owner of Frame Clinic and Art Alley, Brenda Gardner, says the people in Lawrenceburg always have each other's back.
And I was like, oh my God, no honey, we're going to be good. We're a village here. We're a family. We're going to get you through it. And that's what we're going to do.
And once they finish mopping and cleaning, they say their businesses will open again thanks to the community's help.
Here, this is beyond village. This is a tribe of people a hodgepodge of people who didn't need to come together, who are all coming together for us and for their town, because we all know that it's going to make the city better.
In Lawrenceburg, Julia Sandor, WKYT.
Michelle Boomsma and the staff at Bourbon Station say they're grateful nothing was ruined and everyone was safe. We want to remind you that we're partnering with WKYT in Lexington and WSAZ in Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia for Appalachia Rises, a week of giving. Our goal is to support the ARH Foundation Fund for Flood Relief and the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. Hazard native Joe Kraft and his wife, former UN Ambassador Kelly Nightcraft, will match every dollar raised for the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund up to $1.5 million. You can go get involved in the fundraising effort by scanning that QR code there on your screen. It'll take you right to it. Coming up at 11, Kamala Harris cast the tying vote in support of a massive federal spending bill.
And more showers and storms are possible on Sunday. I have all those details coming up.
He's been there for you every step of the way. When you didn't know where you were going, to knowing that now you've arrived. Tell him thank you with a trip to Alabama's Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. And you get the gimme of playing along with him. He'll love you even more, if that's possible.
coverage you need when you need it most. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Are you over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days? I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. Call now for this free book on maximizing your income in retirement. Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers from leading financial firm J.D. Mellberg. That's right, free. This book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now, because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known truths we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity, and it's free. Call 800-474-0194. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched numerous products and summarized rates and benefits of annuities, all from Silac Insurance Company. Call 800-474-0194. That's 800-474-0194. Call now.
YMT Weather, sponsored by Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust.
High water issues in Jackson County this morning flooded roadways and caused locals concerned about the potential for more damage in a region already riddled with it. Brody Keck with Jackson County EMS says the severe flash flooding they saw Saturday morning had their citizens fearing the worst. With last week's devastation still on their minds, he says 2 rescue calls came in, and one was for ATV drivers who had gotten stuck out on trails overnight.
They went in last night before the rains hit. They got in there and they had some kind of either mechanical failure or some kind of incident to where they had to stay.
Keck says hundreds in the area were without power due to the storms, but that all of the issues were resolved through the day.
Our severe weather alert day coverage continues as more showers and storms are possible across the mountains. Here is a live look tonight over at the London Corbin Airport. Current temperature is sitting at 71 degrees. Thankfully, the weather is much calmer tonight than it was earlier this morning. Temperatures across the board in the lower 70s for most of us, a few upper 60s in Virginia, 66 for Clintwood, 64 over in Wise, 71 for Jackson and London, and 72 over in Monticello. You know by now the amount of moisture we have in the air, that is how we factor in these dew points. And when they're in the upper 60s and lower 70s, the air is very moist outside, and that moisture is going to continue into your Sunday. And that is why a flood watch also continues across the mountains into your Sunday as well. Here is a look at Pinpoint Doppler tonight. Most of us are actually quiet at this hour. We do have a little bit of ground clutter, but overall the weather is quiet tonight, but that could change, especially into your Sunday. And like I said, that is why that flood watch was extended until 10 p.m. on Sunday. This was originally supposed to expire earlier this morning, but the National Weather Service went ahead and extended that later on into Sunday night. So be sure to have a way to receive warnings not only tonight but also into your Sunday as well. That flood watch does continue. Heavy rain is a possibility not only on your Sunday but also into your next work week as well. And models, they are trying to hint at possibly some drier air and possibly some cooler air as well by this time next week. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let's go through future view tonight. Most of us are quiet. We could see a stray shower, but most of us are muggy and quiet tonight. Upper 60s, lower 70s for low temperatures, and more pop-up showers and storms are possible on Sunday. Some of these could be a little bit strong with heavy rain and gusty winds, so be sure to stay weather aware and have a way to receive warnings just in case they are issued. Another warm day is in store. High temperatures in the upper 80s across the area, and as we wake up on Monday, same story, upper 60s, lower 70s. Another very warm start to your day. Moisture a little bit limited on Monday. According to this model, we could see a few pop-up showers, but most of us look to stay hot and dry, upper 80s. Some of us could be close to 90 by Monday afternoon. And as we look at those rain chances over the next 5 days, we could see anywhere from ½ an inch up to an inch and possibly more than 1 inch if you get under one of those heavier downpours of showers and storms on Sunday and into your Monday. We really start to see more showers, though, as we get towards the middle of the work week. By Tuesday and Wednesday, even more showers and storms are possible. So be sure that you stay weather aware and you have multiple ways to receive those warnings as we get into next week. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast where the weekend is always in view. Warm weather continues into Sunday, and on Monday, upper 80s. A few showers and storms are possible. Again, some of those could be a little bit strong with heavy rain and gusty winds, but after we get past the middle of the work week, models are showing some drier air and possibly some cooler air. How about upper 50s as we get towards Friday and Saturday morning? Now, that's not set in stone just yet, but we could see a little taste of fall as we get towards Saturday morning and into Sunday morning. Keaton.
A little cooler, a little less rain. I think we can all use that. Thanks, Cameron. One lane is temporarily closed on I-75 northbound after a semi-truck fire. The left lane and middle lane are open, but the slow lane near the 72-mile marker is expected to remain closed due to pavement damage from the intense heat of the flames. Resurfacing is scheduled for next week. Officials said to use caution and drive slowly in the area. One Wayne County man is facing some serious charges after police say he started kicking a child's car seat with the child still in it. Around 8 p.m. on Friday, Wayne County sheriffs got a call about a fight between two neighbors. During their investigation, deputies discovered the fight started after one neighbor saw the other kicking the car seat. Thankfully, the child was not injured. Aaron Adams of Monticello is charged with endangering the welfare of a minor. Today is the 142nd annual Fancy Farm Picnic. Fancy Farm is a political tradition here in Kentucky as candidates for races all over the state gather in the western half of the Commonwealth. The speech is often fiery. The picnic also began with a moment of silence for flood victims here in eastern Kentucky. Vice President Kamala Harris cast a tie-breaking vote on Saturday evening to advance a massive spending bill in the Senate. The bill aims to reduce drug and health care costs while spending billions to combat climate change. Lawmakers are now debating amendments to the legislation. Those debates could push a final vote past midnight tomorrow. Michael George reports from New York.
It's a working weekend on Capitol Hill, where the Senate has convened to debate and vote on a sprawling bill called the Inflation Reduction Act. The bill contains provisions aimed at some of President Biden's domestic priorities, including lower health care and prescription drug costs. It also includes nearly $370 billion in spending on various climate change programs. Democrats say it would be the biggest investment of its kind in U.S. history.
To reduce greenhouse gas emissions not only does the right thing for America, it sets an example for the world. Despite all the excuses, there's no excuse for ignoring climate change.
Republicans unanimously oppose the legislation.
Higher taxes, bigger government, more inflation, and fewer jobs. This is a bill whose time has not come.
The bill is not subject to a filibuster, but advancing it will require the support of all 50 Democrats and a tie-breaking vote by Vice President Kamala Harris. The GOP plans to introduce dozens of amendments in an effort to slow or even derail the process.
We have a bill which is a delicate balance between the moderates and the center left and the progressive left in our conference. And any amendment to that bill could kill the bill.
A final Senate vote is not expected to take place until late Sunday or even early Monday morning. If it passes, it would move on to the House for approval. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Democrats are trying to pass the Inflation Reduction Act through a process known as reconciliation. That only requires a simple majority for a bill to advance. It can only be used on matters directly related to the budget. Still to come at 11. We've got some tips on how to improve you and your child's mental health while back to school shopping.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
Still?
Yeah.
How many pages got left?
30.
Break time.
Good looking out.
I got you.
Now at McDonald's, mix and match 2 faves for $3.19 like a McDouble and small fries. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jennifer Hsu with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Watching your child develop new skills is exciting, but parents get concerned when a child doesn't do something by a certain age. Your pediatrician will ask questions to make sure your baby is on track. Some warning signs are a toddler who doesn't make eye contact, respond to his name, or begin to form words. Catching problems early is the best way for your child to improve his skills. For more, visit healthychildren.org and talk with your pediatrician.
Still?
Yeah.
How many pages got left?
30.
Break time.
Good looking out.
I got you.
Now at McDonald's, mix and match 2 faves for $3.19 like a McDouble and small fries. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
Students in Breathitt County will be going back to school a little later due to this historic flooding. During a special called school board meeting on Friday, board members voted to delay the first day of classes until August 29th. Officials say they will review and amend the calendar as needed while recovery efforts continue. If students or staff need help, they're asked to call the Breathitt County Schools Flood Response Helpline at 606-693-4908. For many kids, school is just days away from getting started. Although back-to-school shopping can be a fun time for children, Brandon Kays, University of Louisville mental health therapist, says it can create anxiety in parents. His advice for him? Make sure you have an open conversation with your family before school starts. Talk about your collective and individual goals for the year, and ask your child what you can do to support them.
I think it's fair for parents to be stressed, right? I mean, there's enough stress in the world, especially for kids in school with, teacher shortages, with some horrendous things that have happened in schools recently.
Kays added, one of the best things all parents can do, make sure your child knows their value is not defined by grades, and be sure to shower them with a little extra love all the time. And elementary school kids who get less than 9 hours of sleep may experience a negative impact on their cognitive development. A new study by the University of Maryland School of Medicine finds differences in certain brain regions for kids who don't get the recommended 9 to 12 hours of sleep per night. Research links inadequate sleep to cognitive difficulties with memory and problem solving. Coming up on Mountain News at 11. Big Blue Nation had the opportunity to get their first glimpse of the Wildcats. Sports is next.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get Nano's revolutionary technology for just $297. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not 1, but 2 Nano hearing aids for just $297. $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get 2 CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-313-9504. Again, that's 800-313-9504.
The following rules cover WYMT contests, but may be superseded by separate rules for specific contests. No purchase necessary. 1 winner per household per contest. The following is a list of those who are ineligible to enter and win contests. Unless otherwise stated, entrants must be a legal U.S. citizen, 18 or older, living in Kentucky, and the WYMT viewing area. You may win a prize in a contest once every 60 days, or for a prize valued over $600, only once every 6 months. WYMT is not responsible for technical difficulties that prevent you from entering a contest. Prizes must be claimed per our instructions and are awarded pending verification of eligibility, are non-transferable, and cannot be exchanged or redeemed for cash. Decisions of WYMT are final. Winners must present valid government-issued photo ID and information required for tax purposes. Winners must comply with all rules, sign and return all liability and publicity releases, or forfeit prize, and are solely responsible for all taxes. For complete official rules, visit our studio or web channel at WYMT.com.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
WYMT Mountain Sports, your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports. Sponsored by Pikeville Medical Center. Together, we rise.
This afternoon up in Lexington, the Cats welcomed in BBN for the annual Fan Day. Fans packed the Joe Kraft Center for the annual open practice. Previewing the season, the team ran drills and showed off new members of the Wildcats. Despite the high spirits at Media Day on Wednesday, this practice a little bit sloppy. Will Levis, always the critic of himself and his offense, says that even the bad practices help later on.
And you can't get complacent. It's not good when everything's going well for you. You got to learn how to deal with adversity. It's good for me to make the mistakes now and then not during the season. You know, it's also like understanding the fine line between like, yes, I want to see what the guys can do and try to force some balls downfield, but then also playing within the realm of the offense and not making stupid decisions. Which in 7-on-7, I made a couple of those today.
Well, despite the sloppy practice, the Cats picked up another Yahtzee this evening. 4-star defensive back Jeremiah Anglin announced his commitment to UK on social media, picking the Wildcats over Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and Alabama, among others. Anglin hails from Lake Wales, Florida. A little over a week after some of the worst flooding the region has ever seen, some Wildcats came together in London to bring some relief. Blair Green and Macy Morris led the 606 basketball camp for flood relief at North Laurel this morning. Kids had the opportunity to hone their skills while also donating to a good cause. $3,000 ended up going to the Appalachia Rising and Foundation for Appalachia Crisis Funds. Jaguars guard and UK commit Reed Shepard made an appearance and had some fun with the kids there. Here's what he had to say about giving back.
Always trying to give back to the community and to Eastern Kentucky. They're going through something right now that is really, really hard. And being able to do that through the little kids, and thankful that the girls were able to come and put this on, and we were just able to help them. They have a great idea in mind to do this and get money and send it to Eastern Kentucky.
Well, speaking of North Laurel, the Little League team out in the Great Lakes Regional against Hinsdale, Illinois, all scoring in the first inning. 2 men on for Matt Powensky. He chops this down the left field line and it stays fair to bring home Kip Allen. Jags on the board right there. Almost the same situation coming up for Ethan Anderson, and this is on the very next pitch. He hits it left too, brings home both Jaguars in scoring position, and just like that, it's 3-zip for the Blue Guys. Man on third coming up for Jason Centers, and you know what he's going to do? You're never going to guess. Base hit to left to bring home another one. So 4-0 North Laurel, and it's not, Hinsdale hasn't even touched a bat yet. Let's close out with something a little bit different. Marshall Maston drives this one to right center. He shops at the gap, and he'd be out at second, but not before another run scores. North Laurel cruises that first inning run to a 5-4 win. They'll play Hamilton, Ohio tomorrow at 4. And in Major League Baseball, the bigger boys playing it tonight. The Mets swept the Braves in a doubleheader, 8-5 and 6-2. They'll close out the series tomorrow out in Queens. And the Reds picking up a win against the Brewers on national television, 7-5 the final there. That's sports. We're back after this.
Of course the AC dies in the middle of summer. Luckily, we're members of American Home Shield.
American Home Shield provides home service plans that help cover the cost when parts of more than 20 home systems and appliances wear out, like our AC just did.
This old toilet's been flushing for 3 hours straight. It's no biggie, though. My American Home Shield plan covers items no matter their age. I already showered today. For a free quote, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com.
Join us as our communities pull together to power up the pantry. Businesses, organizations, schools, and individuals are encouraged to help stock up food pantries. Event taking place Thursday, August 25th from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the following locations: ARH Medical Mall in Hazard, Central Park in Ashland, and Kentucky Power Service Center in Coal Run. Presented by Kentucky Power and WYMT. Special thanks to supporting partners, City of Ashland and Appalachian Regional Healthcare.
The pandemic changed our world and the way we work, live, and connect. But there are better days ahead.
As a boy, I fought polio. Today, America's been polio-free for 40 years thanks to vaccination. We'll beat COVID-19 with vaccine too. Protect yourself and your family. Get vaccinated.
Learn more at cdc.gov/coronavirus. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
In San Francisco, there's mysteries.
There's no right and wrong here. It's all tangled up.
And murders.
A stone-cold killer is back on the street.
So say hello to Monk.
Do my best to be the best.
He's gonna clean up this city.
Polish the bullets.
Yeah, you don't want to shoot anybody with a dirty bullet.
One crime at a time. Monk.
Well, we got some heavy rain this morning. It was kind of a nicer afternoon. Can we expect some more moisture into the night?
Yeah, flood watch going to contend through the rest of your Sunday. Sunday night at 10 p.m., that flood watch continues as rain chances continue for much of the work week. Warm temperatures, upper 80s. Maybe a little bit of a break, though, as we get towards next weekend. Lower 80s, possibly some upper 50s by Friday night and Saturday night. That'll be something that I look forward to, fellas, because I'm sick of the heat. I'm over it. I'm ready for some drier air.
59 looks nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be
And the
great.
drier air. I'm sick of this moisture.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Well, you can always find the latest headlines on our website, WYMT.com. Have a great night, everyone.